Hi everybody, welcome to Off the Rock. I'm Sal.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
Today we did Batman Superman number 21, written by Greg Pak and art by Ardian Syaf.
You did it better than I could have.
Thank you.
I hope that's right. It might not be.
I don't know. I'm reading it phonetically.
I think that's how names work.
This is introducing both the new era of Superman and the new era of Batman.
Yeah.
And it's a brilliant title to do that in.
Yeah.
And we read it right off the heels of Batman 41, so this was very timely, and I think it fit in perfectly. Not to get out of...
Yeah, I'm really glad I read Batman 41 first.
I was like, no, we
Otherwise,
gotta
I'd
read
been
that.
so lost.
Yeah, right? That would have been very weird, so I'm glad we did that. Initial thoughts on Superman, or Batman Superman number 21?
I like this face-off.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to seeing this since they announced it.
This, for me, made me question whether or not I liked the Superman book I read last week.
Right? Because this Superman is a dumbass.
Yeah, I was kind of excited to read this, because, again, like you guys, I read Batman 41 first, and then I was leading into this, and I was like, okay, read Superman last week,
Yep.
Batman,
Now
and
put
now
them
I'm like,
together.
I'm going to put them together, and I was like, this isn't quite the same Superman I had just read.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of Batman of any kind.
No,
in
he's
this.
more of like a looming threat.
I guess. It seemed like it was like, we got Man of Steel 2 coming out. Or
Yeah, Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, Batman v Superman.
Right.
Let's
Like it's a legal case.
put some... Yeah.
The state will recognize Batman v Superman. I need to cite Batman v Superman in the movie sequels / crossover clauses.
And you'll see that if you need to undo the lunacy of one of your superheroes, you can just...
Cross them over and have them fight?
Yes.
And everyone will forget.
It felt strange. I do know that in the book, though, they mentioned an event that happens in Superman 42, number 42, that hasn't come out yet.
Right.
So I'm wondering if something did change significantly in the character, or if it'll make, at least if the transition makes sense at that point. So
Yeah.
I'm going to hold off 100% judgment on what I think about Superman right now, and wait till I read Superman number 42 to determine that. It's really weird that these are coming out in a strange order.
Yeah. It's. I get that DC's kind of going like, whatever. Like, we're doing this over here and that over there. Like, Justice League 41? Nothing like this. Superman has his powers. Batman is alive. There's a lot different going on, and DC's like, no, that's a story over there. The Darkseid War is happening over there, and those characters are doing it.
Okay.
Like, it's different.
So what universe are we in right now?
Right, there isn't one. They're just like, no.
It's DCU.
It's whatever you want. It's whatever you want.
At this point, DC's saying there is no
Continuity.
crime. There's no...
No.
Okay.
Or there is.
But the multiverse is still around.
Yeah.
So, is this another multiverse, or another version of that? Who knows?
Whatever you like.
We don't explain it. We're not going to give you, an information page.
Whatever sells best. Now,
There you go.
that said, what'd you think of the writing for Batman Superman 21?
It was a little strained. And I don't know if it's because they haven't actually fought yet,
Right.
or if it's because it's not Batman.
It attempts to answer questions that you would logically expect to ask about both status quos.
Yeah.
Superman being depowered. Why wouldn't he just go to Batman? Immediately.
Yeah.
Hasn't Superman started to lose his powers when he got the super flare? Wouldn't Batman train Superman how to fight?
My guess is that Superman's a little afraid.
Right, he'll go to Batman.
Go to Batman and be
hey.
like, hey, I need your help. And then after, the 20-minute ass-kicking that Batman is going to hand him, then he might help him.
Right.
Might. I can see Bruce being a little bit of a dick about that.
I think maybe. Well, no, he would be a dick.
think-
He would be a dick in as much as he'd be like, let's do it, I'll train you. And then just be like, oh, just keep using, all the kung fu we can out of him. I was really looking forward to seeing that. And we're never going to. So since Greg Pak actually wrote Action Comics number 41 and this issue, how does that make you feel about Superman?
That makes me feel like this is where Action Comics is going to be going.
Oh, yeah.
Then. And that, I'm like, again, I'm not going to pass judgment until I see it happen, but this, for me, this is not where I was hoping that Superman would go. Now, I know people are looking for a change in the status quo of Superman. So, they're trying something new, whatever. For what Pak imagined Superman to be, I felt like the writing matched it. You know what I mean? Like, his narration, like, all that. It works. It definitely works with that. that doesn't mean like I don't want to knock him for the writing because it's competent, it works, and like it fits the characterization.
Yeah,
but like, it's not what I'm looking for necessarily.
Right.
But that's not the same thing as quality. So
yeah, no, that's true. At the same, for me, was when it comes to the writing, all the characters are written well enough. Lois was really weak. She's strong.
She was incredibly dismissive.
In that she's a dick. And so that makes her look strong. Like, it felt really strange.
It's like, don't you love this guy?
Yeah, well, don't you love... No. Oh, no. You see, that's the thing. Like, you expect Lois and Clark to be together, but no.
But, like...
Ever since the New 52 started, like, they couldn't have been further apart.
And is it because of Wonder Woman?
Well, no, it's because Lois just isn't with Superman. Like, they never get together.
Okay. Alright,
they've never been together.
I did like Luthor.
Luthor's fun. I would love to see that carried out, and I hope... Because there's this element in the book where Luthor implies, and by implies I mean he overtly states, but I don't know if it's true or not, that he doesn't believe that Superman is actually Clark Kent. That it was so obvious that it can't be true. And that Clark Kent was so mild-mannered that Superman would never... he can't imagine...
He calls him a loser. He was just the right amount of, like, Lex Luthor's a dick, and I need to prove that I'm right, and if that means helping you, so be it. But I
that's
know
the weird
I'm right.
Part. I don't think he would help him. Period.
No, he's not helping him. He's helping himself.
Yeah, well, I think he's doing it because he's like, I don't know if you're Clark Kent, but I do know that you're Superman. And that said, I'm going to help you because you need me. And you'll look like such a douche needing my help. Like, that makes him better. You owe me one now. Even though there's a couple of things where he owes him one anyway. But whatever. I liked Lex. I like Clark. I like Clark and Lex working together.
I liked Lex's outfit.
Oh my god. It was great. But I especially want to see, which means I probably won't get it, that carried over, that the only person who doesn't believe that Superman is Clark Kent is Lex Luthor.
And the only person that he can team up with is Lex Luthor.
Right. Well, and the fact that later, if and when Clark ever gets his powers, because this is a weird, nebulous DC universe where anything can happen, and you could have a book where he has powers, or a book where he never gets his powers back, you could legitimately do if he does get his powers back, he becomes Superman again, and then Clark, gets reestablished, and Lex still doesn't believe that they're the same person.
But why should Clark get reestablished?
Well, he wouldn't, but, if he wants to, get a sandwich without being harassed by everybody.
I think once he gets his powers back, he's just like, look,
don't harass me.
Can I get my goddamn sandwich?
I'll snap your neck or melt you with heat vision. Yeah, it's true.
Or, turn into an atom bomb.
Right. Yeah, and I'll supernova at you. But anyway...
I like my sandwich crispy.
Let's get into the art for this title. I think carrying over with the Action Comics 41, it maintained that
style.
That kind of... grizzled, dirty style, rough, yeah. But I think it was handled a little less competently.
Yeah,
than
I agree.
Action Comics
41. I hate saying that.
Yeah, of course, because they worked really hard.
I know they did. I think the fault lies with the colorist. There are some coloring issues in this book I just wasn't a fan of. There's some very hard lines where there shouldn't be such hard lines. I don't know. There was just some issues with it, and I feel bad because it wasn't on every page, but it was enough, especially in faces, that I was like, no. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And especially coming off of having read Batman 41, and with Capullo's art and their colors, and that's just so, for me, that was so expertly handled, and just, I don't know. I don't know if maybe the color just needs to get used to it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Maybe it's because we saw the bat suit in both of them that we were expecting the art to be similar.
It could be. No, I don't even mind if they're not similar. It's just there were just some issues for me that I wasn't a fan of some of the color choices.
Yeah. At the end of the day, do you want to see Batman Superman 22? I want to know what happens, but I might read the wiki.
Ooh.
I want to see what happens because finally, I'm not going to say what the reveal is at the end.
Right.
But I think it's cool that Superman finally knows what he explains. He comes to a realization, he's just like, well, let's go.
Yeah.
So can I ask you something? Will this book cross over with Action Comics or Batman at any point?
Can it? Oh, will it? I can almost promise you it will have no bearing on Batman.
It almost seems like it shouldn't have any bearing on Action Comics, too.
Yeah, but Pac's writing both of them. So he might
That's true.
actually be giving you story points for Action Comics
But then-
he didn't have room for.
But then why in the world, and this is, if that's the case, this is really bad job on his part, why would he give away the end
Oh, of another issue?
of one of the issues?
Well, maybe he doesn't really consider it to be... Maybe there isn't. Maybe that doesn't even come up. It doesn't come up in Action Comics 42. You know, maybe it doesn't matter.
And that's just weird.
I know. But no, Capullo and Snyder are driving their own ship. And you'd be lucky to get on board. Like, no one is gonna...
Okay.
They don't share.
There's no stowaways on that boat.
There's no stowaways.
But no, because that was an important part of it. Because, like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm not sure if I... Because this Superman is not... It doesn't seem like he wants to interact with the Snyder Batman that's running right now.
Right.
Like, he wants to find his Bat... You know what I mean? Like, so I was wondering, like, if they're going to cross over into the other books, like, that might bring me back to wanting to read this to see how they interact.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, Action Comics 42 might make me want to come back to this.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure because, right, like I said, like right now we didn't get a whole lot of Superman and Batman. We just got a lot of Superman.
Yeah, it's just a
Like digging in Batman's past.
It was legit just a continuation of Action Comics 41. If you want to, like, see a PS to Action Comics 41...
Yeah, and maybe
this is it.
And
But
then maybe that's
P.S.
what's...
you won't see.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, like, you read Action Comics 41, and then you get, like, this issue.
And then you'll never see it again in Action Comics 42.
Well, no, and then maybe it bridges the gap between 41 and 42.
No, I don't think it does because something happens in 42
Right.
that was referenced in this. So this kind of comes, I guess, after 42.
Right, yeah.
I feel like I'm being swayed right now by the fact that I thought that this book was going to be one thing, and when I read it, it was something else.
Yes.
So I feel like it might need me taking a second read to really to let go of my preconceived idea of what the book was going
That's
to
fair.
be. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd continue, but I think I would give it another shot.
Yeah.
It's very much not a Batman Superman, but much more of a Superman and a little bit of Batman.
Yeah, it's Superman and some characters.
And just the tip of Batman.
So there you have it, everybody. Batman Superman number 21 from DC Comics. You can, of course, pick it up online, or at your friendly local comic book store. You should do so and support the industry because God knows they need it, or they'll take up half your pages with ads.
I only saw one page of that.
Yeah, it starts with one.
I know. Well, it was two because it was like...
Yeah, it was it's 2 pages for Twix.
I didn't really care for it.
Does Twix really need to advertise at this point? Is anybody really like watching the TV going, oh shit, Twix exists? Or they're reading a comic and they go, oh, Twix, right, that exists. That's something that I crave now.
I have to go to the store now!
Yeah.
Why don't they just buy space in the panels then?
Right?
Like,
Batman can drink a Sprite!
No, Superman's like, I gotta find Batman, but first, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
What's here? Ooh, a Twix.
The funny thing is,
Oh, which one should I eat, the left or the right?
I saw an article where somebody suggested that.
No!
They're like, people put advertising in movies all the time. Why don't they have a tasty beverage in their comic? Or if they have lunch, why can't they have a Hardee's burger? Like,
Because fuck you, whoever wrote your
because
article.
fuck you! Because Scout doesn't dig in to a delicious McDonald's cheeseburger in the middle of To Kill a Mockingbird. And I know that, like, it's not to say, look, Batman Superman number 21 ain't To Kill a Mockingbird, but it's art, it's fiction, it's literature. Don't ruin it with your bullshit.
So-
I'm spending $4 an issue on this thing, and then I gotta open it up and have the art ruined with with Nick Lachey selling me Twix bars? This is stupid!
So, you telling me you don't want to see Spider-Man being like, oh man, the Green Goblin's destroying downtown, but first I better level up my Witcher in The Witcher 3 out on Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
No, they would, I mean, like, would it be that blatant? I mean, depending on who's writing it, probably.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it would probably be more like some characters would become gamers. And before they jumped out the window, they would just pause their new, like, game. Yeah. It would be as jarring as that moment in Alan Wake when that Verizon commercial came on. Yes, you did. And you were unhappy about it. And so would you, people. So trust me.
Maybe ancillary characters will have it. Like, you'll see someone in the background of the street and they'll have a Coke.
Yeah. The funny thing is, comics have actually gone another way to not do that. In Marvel Comics, they show Times Square all the time, and they deliberately change the ads. Sure, it's like...
Because it's copyright infringement.
Well,
like,
yes!
You can't use that advertisement without them saying so.
I'm sure if you sold 120,000 copies, like Amazing Spider-Man sometimes does, and it said Coca-Cola, and Coke was like, oh yeah, that'd be fine. Like, I'm sure they'd like that.
I'm sure some companies would do that. And then one company...
You could probably argue that you can portray Times Square as it is in that moment.
But someone is going to say,
someone's
hey,
gonna...
it's a fictional universe, so like, why would my product exist there?
Right.
But B, some smaller company is going to go, hey, how come they used my logo? I'm going to sue them.
Ooh, I'm
going to get more money.
You know what's funny? And I know we already covered Batman 41.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't you find it to be kind of funny that Jim Gordon was like, why don't we, like, slap a logo or, like, a brand... You know what I mean? Like,
it's almost like they knew what was coming, and they're like, why don't we have a Nick Lachey ad on this stupid thing? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, Bat Bunny does kind of look like a NASCAR.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. You look at him right back
we're
there.
getting there.
Well, if he had wheels.
You could put one on, like, up there. You know what I mean? Like, right on his gun thing. You could just right on the side of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, his cannon.
Sticker right there. It just says, like, it's like Coca-Cola.
Tide.
Well, right here.
Yeah, Tide. Love
It's
it.
a great spot for one of those scrolling ads where the words can just go across.
No,
He could look like Ecto-1.
You should put it here. He can see out of it, but when he's, like, holding down a bad guy or criminal, they can read the ad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it says click to close, but you can't do it.
Yeah.
That's how he tortures people.
Exactly. I love it.
Anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. I'm Sal.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
Wait, did we recommend this book or?